All right.
I'll ask it since this is to you. Donald Bangert, seed oil disrespecter. I've been listening to you guys since I heard Saagar on Paul Saladino's podcast. I'm just curious if you, Saagar, consider yourself a seed oil disrespecter.
I love this question. So for the uninitiated, there is a huge debate online. Paul Saladino, by the way, is a big carnivore advocate. For those people who don't know, seed oil discourse online is basically saying that people are not responsible. This is a huge thing, just so people know. Whether seed oils are responsible for obesity or not. Now, I take the median position.
So we're talking like
soybean oil, hydrogenated oil, like all the trans fats, stuff like that. Basically, the massive spike in seed oils in American foods in post-1970 is solely responsible for obesity. I don't believe that whatsoever. I mean, there's no independent evidence that seed oils itself are responsible for obesity. Obesity is not complicated. You're eating more than you burn. Calories in, calories out is literally the laws of thermodynamics. Now, does it help? No. I mean, it doesn't help because there's a lot more calories. It makes it so that it's probably more addictive whenever you eat it. So I'm more of one of the median guys where I don't say that seed oils themselves are responsible, but it is representative of the corruption of our food and the fact that it's much more calorie dense, a lot more unhealthy, has to do with government subsidies and mores and policy. So anyway, that's where I fall in the seed oil
Is this
discourse.
Where the trans fat debate thing came?
Well, that's from the 2000s. So there was like the trans fat debate in terms of hydrogenated oil, but there's been a big increase in the amount of seed oils, specifically like avocado oil, anything that comes from an oil. People are like, hey, like you should use, there's a big debate again, you know, people should use beef tallow rather than actual seed oil. Because seed oil, I don't want to get
olive
too much
oil?
into it.
Is that seed oil?
So olive oil is up, you know, people are a little bit, anyway, what they would say is use butter or use beef tallow.
Butter better than olive oil.
Well, from their perspective, this is why I depart, which is that, look, I'm personally, like, I think most people are better off losing weight no matter how. Like, I could easily eat seed oil and lose weight because I track almost every calorie that I eat. However, what you find out whenever you do track all your calories is you're like, holy shit, a single teaspoon of oil is 100 calories. And you're like, I've only got 1,800 to play with here. Like, I'm not gonna eat this. So
but
they follow in terms of like the naturalistic element of the food they're not coming at it from how I am, which is calories in, calories out. This is a huge debate.
I mean, I don't actually really agree with calories in, calories out though, because I mean, I think sugar is more the root of all evil than seed oil. Because there was actually a lot of big food money spent to create this idea that all calories are equal. So if you're eating calories that are just like empty sugar versus you're eating something that has a lot of fiber, which is going to keep you a lot more full and have more health benefits for you, those are not the same things.
You're talking nutrition and I'm talking pure weight. So like, this is why it matters, which is, and by the way, I agree. As in, I don't eat seed oil. I also don't eat a lot of sugar. Because a cookie this big has the same amount of calories as a slice of chicken breast. Which is gonna be better for you.
And not only that, but which is gonna keep you, like, full. Sustain you and keep you full and give you the fuel that you actually need to be able to, like, live and exist and perform in the world. But also, I mean, the government subsidies are a big deal. The whole reason, you go in the grocery store, it's like 80 million different ways of packaging corn. That's like what the grocery store is, which corn is obviously very high in sugar. So I think a lot of the root of our obesity epidemic has to do with the food that we have made cheap and accessible, and then also the fact that we structured our society to be very like anti-walking and forcing people into vehicles.
That's why I split the difference. I'm like, look, it's not good for you. I don't think it's good for you at all. Do I think it's the only reason that we have obesity? No. I mean, obesity is multifaceted. There's a lot of things that go into it.
Other countries, I mean, in India, people cook with seed oil all the time.
Oh, there you go. And that's actually one of the main people that people are like, hey, people use vegetable and canola oil and all kinds of processed insanity in India. And guess what? They don't have obesity. You know why? Because frankly, a lot of them are poor and they can't afford enough food. So there's a lot that goes
or vegetarian, and it's also much more active.
Vegetarian, more likely to walk. It's hotter. People don't have AC. So that's a perfect example, actually, of why it's multifaceted.
Cable news is ripping us apart, dividing the country, making it impossible to function as a society, and making it impossible to know just what is true and what is false. But the good news is they are failing and they know it.
That is why we're building something new, a new mainstream, a healthier one, something more trustworthy, something that we are going to need in one of the most pivotal times in American history. We are building up here for the midterms, for the upcoming presidential election, but we need your help. So if you can help us out by becoming a premium member today at breakingpoints.com, we're trying to change America for the better and the entire world.
So what are you waiting for, guys? Go to breakingpoints.com and sign up and help us build a new mainstream.